summer and why you should be thinking about summer now, even though it feels like we're still in winter time, maybe not today because it's a very nice summer day, but thinking specifically about summer. Okay. I think I accepted. So hopefully it should be recording. Great. Okay, awesome.
We should be good. Thank you, Cece.
No problem. Okay, so again, we're here to talk about summer. It's never too early to talk about summer, believe it or not. We have some programs for you that are that could be really exciting. Before we get started, though, I'm really curious. Maybe we can unmute ourselves, and maybe one or two folks can share what's something that they'd like to do this summer. What's like a potential job, or what kind of jobs are you looking for this summer?
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Fable. This summer, I'd be interested in like doing like garden work or something in the kitchen.
Okay.
Like culinary work.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. I have some ideas. Okay, cool.
Hello, my name is Hamza. I'm looking for a culinary or a construction job.
Oh, great. Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear. Okay. So actually, I have two perfect fits for both of you. And we're going to talk about what those look like right now. So I'm going to do a quick summary of what this is, and then we're going to get into like the details. So essentially, through SFUSD, you have 3 opportunities this summer to get paid and get paid pretty well. So the first one is a summer exploration class. It's this one right here. It's kind of like part-time. What I mean by part-time, it's not like the whole day. It's about 20 hours or so a week. It's only stipended though. So it's about 6 weeks. It's stipend, and you get to learn about construction. It's at John O'Connell. You get to learn. You get to build a mini house. You'll be working with industry, so like taking field trips to like what does a construction site looks like. It's really cool. But it is more of a stipend. So I do want to be upfront that you'll be learning a lot about construction, but it's either construction or automotive. We also have an automotive program, and I can talk a little bit more about that in a second, but it's a stipend situation. However, we also, under our summer internships, which is also about 20 hours a week, you get paid the hourly wage, which I believe is about $16.25 or $16.75. And these are skilled trade programs. So we have things like, we have you ever heard of Fang Community Garden? We have a garden program that's taking on interns that are doing a combination of like working in a garden outside, cooking for young people, and doing like big community events, which I think both of you would be really good fits for. And then the last thing, if either one of you are like, you know what, I'm really interested in working with some young people, maybe I want to like do what Kimberlynn does or what Debbie does, or I don't even know, maybe that's what I'm thinking about, or I want to work with young people this summer. There's like all sorts of opportunities to work in like a classroom setting, after school setting, summer camp setting, like working with young people. And both internship 2 and internship 3 options, you work about 20 hours a week and you can earn up to like $2,100 this summer. So we're going to talk more about that. We have an application. We definitely want you to apply. You'll have an opportunity to apply afterwards, but this is kind of like a breakdown of what we're going to talk about for the next like 20 minutes or so. And then if you have questions, like just go to the mic, unmute the computer and like just ask along the way. Okay, so for SFUSD, we are super interested in getting you a paid internship. So those are the 3 that I just spoke about. We want you to get those the hands-on like experience. We're going to work on resume as well. So you'll be doing, in addition to your internship, you'll be doing like a Friday seminar class for a couple hours. And so we're going to be doing like LinkedIn. You could get some early college credit through CCSF. You'll get to like meet people. So we're going to have guest speakers so that you get to know like what is it like to work in that industry. So it's definitely a full summer. It's actually a lot higher than I thought. You make about $17.34 an hour, up to 20 hours a week. And most internships are this 6-week like period. So about 120 hours. And if I do math really quick, I can tell you how much that is. So 120 hours at 1734. So it's about a little bit under 2100. So it's $2,080 this summer to participate in these programs. Okay, so there's a lot of industries here. So these are just an example of the different job placements we have. So we have placements in graphic design firms, marketing firms. We have automotive programs. That was the career opportunity one that I was talking to you about. We have some biotech firms that are taking students, a lot of child development sites, some computer science if you were like interested in coding and learning how to code or like build a website, some construction opportunities, again, under the first option, which is a stipended position. We have some culinary and hospitality programs, green careers, health and science, and law. So we've got a lot of stuff happening, and you'll get to see, you'll get to pick which one you want when you apply, and we'll talk about how to apply and all of those things. But I want you to know, I know both of you are interested in culinary and gardening. There's that, and there's more if you're interested in more as well. So these are a couple of example of programs that have taken students on last year. And so one of them that I just spoke about was this Florence Family Farm Community Center. And they do a lot of really cool work where they're actually growing food in the Bayview, and they want to help people eat healthy. And so they do cooking demos and community events. And I think this would be a really good fit for both of you. We've also worked with Road and Builders, which is host students for job shadows, so that you get to meet people in construction and hey, what do you like about it? What do you like about being a foreman? So that you get a better sense of what it's like, and you can build that network. So when you're done with school, you could have someone to say, hey, can I interview with you? Can I get a job with you? Can you help mentor me? You have those relationships built now. So these are just some example of industry partners. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. So let's see, this is, so for trades, automotive, and law, actually, I think we talked about almost all of this. Let me just see if I understand anything. Oh, I think these were just wanting to share potential summer sites, which I think we just spoke about. SFO is a big partner. SFMTA, like Muni's a big partner. Turner Construction's a big partner. So there's definitely lots of folks that you would get to be meeting and working with this summer. These are the programs that you would be working with if you were working with youth. So remember, I talked about that third option. If you're interested in working with young people this summer, same gist, 20 hours a week, about 120 hours in the summer, earn about a little bit under $2,100. These are some of the places that you might get placed to help students either run summer activities, tutoring. You could be a teacher's aide. You could be helping students who are learning English. Lots of different opportunities for you to be working with young people. And I see that we have a new member to the group, so definitely feel free to come over to the mic and just share your name and what you're interested in doing this summer.
Your name and what kind of things you're interested in doing this summer.
Hi, my name is Cody Brown, and there's cameras on.
Yeah.
I'm mostly interested in all the activities that are shown.
Oh, great. Awesome, great. If you hear something else, feel free to unmute the mic and share as well. Okay, so a couple of things. In addition, I think I mentioned this earlier, in addition to going to your internship site and learning from your internship site, you'll also be doing a summer series at CCSF. And so this is to help you, for example, something that I never think about, or I never thought about when I was your guys' age, but I think a lot about now is how do I follow up with a potential job lead? How do I add things to my resume? If I learned a certification, how am I making sure I'm doing all of that so that, all of my resume and my LinkedIn, all of that's tight and ready to go. So on the Friday workshops, it'll be a combination of continuing to work on your resume, getting to meet folks in different industries, and we'll be taking a CCSF class so you can get college credits as well. And so let's go back to the 3 opportunities. So we talked about the 3 opportunities, and I can definitely go through them again. And again, these are the ones we definitely want you to apply. And there are other ones that I can mention that are not SFUSD related, but could be good fits as well. What's your question, Kimberlynn?
Thank you. I'm wondering, especially because we have 2 students who are interested in the gardening and cooking tracks, do those also, because I know not every opportunity comes with a class paired to it. Does that particular opportunity come with a class?
Yeah, so all 3 here would have a Friday seminar.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good question. Yeah, so all 3 opportunities are like you're doing 20 hours a week in the internship, and you're taking a Friday class with us. So you're getting that college credit, and you're working on things like resume and like doing guest speakership events and like field trips and things like that. Absolutely.
Cool.
Okay, so let's go back to the 3 options. So let's start with the first option. So the first option was that summer career exploration that I was talking about. You're taking some classes, but then you're really focusing on building, construction, or automotive. So you're either like working in a garage or going to work at Muni or going to work at SFO. That's the time. It's really like structured. So it starts at 8, it goes till 1:30. It happens every day. Like you know your schedule like now. And there's a stipend. So it's just a flat stipend for the entire summer. Okay. For options 2 and 3, that's more of a hourly paid internship. So this is you're going to be assigned a site. You don't know what site yet. So for example, if you end up getting placed at Fang Community Garden, for example, you might say, hey, I can only do like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And as long as you're doing 20 hours a week and your supervisor is cool with that, like you can kind of set your own schedule. You cannot do that with option 1. So I want to be really clear. Option 1 is set. For options 2 and 3, there's a little bit more flexibility because we just want you to do 20 hours. So depending on like, if you go to like the, Jamestown YMCA, they might say, hey, we need someone in the morning, or hey, we need someone in the afternoon. You can kind of set your own schedule a little bit different. So for option number 2, the summer internships, we'll connect you to somebody in an area of interest of yours. So if you're like, I'm interested in culinary, I'm interested in gardening, we'll try to find you a connection to a placement that's doing those things. And then we would pay you directly, but you would be like going to an internship site for those 20 hours a week. And like I said, that you get paid $17.34 an hour. You make a little bit under $2,100 for your entire summer experience. And you're still taking the Friday class for this one. Okay, I want to keep going, and then I see that there might be a question and we can come back to that. Okay, so for number 3, it's the same kind of standard like that I mentioned earlier. So like it's 20 hours a week, but your work, the biggest distinction here is like, instead of going to a specific internship site, this is just working with young people. So this is for someone who's like, I might be interested in being a teacher. I'm interested in being a camp counselor. I don't know, maybe I have a passion for like working with young people. Maybe I want to give it a try. Maybe I have a younger sibling and I'm really good with them, or like I just like being around kids because it's a lot of fun. This is like a lot of fun, very camp-like atmosphere, and you'll be doing all sorts of things from like leading different activities to going on field trips outdoors to doing things like tutoring, like supporting tutoring hours. So it's a little bit more defined in the sense that you're signing up to hang out with with little folks this summer, but maybe you're interested in that. And there is a call there, you do the Friday seminar, and I believe there is an option for taking an additional CCSF class as part of the 20 hours so that you can get early college credits. And so check it out if that's something that you're interested in. And that one you get paid hourly. And if you do the whole hours, all 20 hours a week for 6 weeks, you can earn a little bit under $2,100 this summer. What questions do we have?
So we just have about 5 more minutes.
Okay.
And I want to just be sure. Yeah. You mean like a location in the city? Yeah. Like, can you request to work in a specific area of the city?
That's a great question. I believe end of the application, you can say like, hey, I would need to be in a certain location, and be able to do that. I do want to be upfront that the Friday like seminars, the like career seminars, those would happen at CCSF Ocean. So that's the one you would have to travel for. But all the other ones, we could try to work something out so that you're doing something closer to like your home, or like we do try to find locations that are close to public transportation. So we're not going to try to like stick you in the middle of nowhere, but there is a little bit of travel. We do our best to place you. That's a really good question.
Awesome. Did you have a follow-up for that?
Oh, no,
Same question? Okay, cool. Cody, do you have any questions? Same questions? Yeah, just the logistics of it, right? So like once they get placed somewhere, it's like, can I actually get there? How long will it take me to get there? So what I'm hearing is that when you fill out is it the pre-application?
Yeah, so we'll talk about that right now. So let's talk about how do I like apply for this. So we want you to apply for these early, and we want to know that you're from I to B, because we want to give you priority so that you can get access to the opportunities that you're really excited about. So definitely apply now. It says it closes like towards that in like the date before spring break, but I would apply like now, because you want to make sure that like know you're interested, so that when we're going through and trying to match people, we try to match you right away. So you can take out your phones right now and go ahead and scan this. And when you scan this, it'll take you to an application. I'm like, while you're doing it, I'm going to do it too. Oh, great. Perfect. Okay, cool. So, you do have to be on your SFUSD email, just so you know. It's going to ask you to log into Google, because we want to be able to capture your student email. And there was nothing I could do about that. I asked them not to do it. I don't make decisions. So just know that you have to log into your school account, because we want to make sure that current SFUSD students are applying. So once you get into the application, I'm going to show you a little bit of preview. The application looks long because it just asks you a ton of information, but it's super simple. It just takes a little bit of time. So I just want to be upfront about that. So, okay, so this is what it kind of looks like. The very beginning, it's going to ask you like your name, your information, but then it's going to ask you under question 7, what are you interested in doing? And so this is where you would then have to decide like, okay, I'm interested in doing an internship, but I want an internship in culinary and hospitality. So you want to work with gardening, you would put culinary and hospitality. Or actually, I think I might be interested in coding. I'm going to do something in computer science. So please go ahead and rank your first, second, and third choice. So that way we know like, okay, maybe we can't get you a gardening job, a gardening internship, but maybe we can get you something in construction, or maybe as a backup, you would want to do something in, working with young people, whatever it is. Go ahead and rank them based on like what's best for you. And then that way our team can match you. And at the very end, there should be like a notes area. Please put in that you're interested in gardening, because there's not, just so you know, there's not a lot of people that say that. So because we have, actually, I think we have several gardening locations, we'll know like, hey, this is a good fit, and we should be able to match you right away. Any questions about the?
One student already completed it, so this looks familiar for him.
Oh,
but I'm also wondering, because the travel piece, right? Like that's a big piece for some people to figure out where they're going to be going, all of that. I'm wondering, let's go with the gardening example. Let's say going to Bayview doesn't work for a student because they live on the other side of the city. Would there be a conversation with your office to kind of figure out where the location for a gardening position would be, or is it just like the first option and that's all you get?
No, we definitely want it to be a good fit, because we want you to have a good summer, and we want our industry partners to come back and say like, hey, you matched me with the right person, because Kimberlynn showed up on time every single time. And if Kimberlynn is, going across the city and it's really hard, then the industry partner is going to be upset and say, hey, you didn't send me the right student, or like, hey, the student's not showing up. So we want to make sure that you're happy and that the industry partner is going to be happy. So don't feel like it's like we only care about like one person's experience. So definitely if there's like particular things around travel in that note section, like say like, hey, I need opportunities to be in a particular section. And then I know that they're trying to match students right away. So you should be hearing from folks in April about like next steps. And that's when, if you get hired, or sorry, if you get offered something, that's when you would like right away, like I would be check your school and email every day. Like that's because there's not just this opportunity, but there's many opportunities coming up. But in general, after spring break, I would be checking your email every day through school. And if you get pinged that or you get emailed that someone's like interested in working with you, check it out, make sure it's a right fit. If it's not a right fit, respond and say, hey, I really want to do this, but X, Y, or Z, and then our team will do our best to try to match you to a different opportunity. But you have to communicate that up front. So the sooner we know, like if we email you on Monday and you email us by Wednesday or Thursday that this doesn't work for you, that's a lot better than like emailing us in May. Because in May we might say, hey, all of our opportunities are closed. So you should have told us earlier. So just tell us, the sooner, the better.
And it sounds like even though the application isn't due until March, getting the ball rolling with that, because placement can take some time to find the right fit, right?
So absolutely. Okay. So definitely apply now, just so that you make sure that you get placed, because there are several placements. So I want you to know, like last year we had a ton of students placed, but we definitely want you to apply early. So that way we make sure that that's kind of how we're placing. Unfortunately, just like that's the reality of like, the sooner you apply, the easier you're going to get placed. And if your sites, if the places you want to go to are going to be, students are really interested in them, they might run out of spaces before you apply. So apply like today.
Awesome. And then I have last minute questions. Any last minute questions? No? We can also reach out to CC. So if you guys have any questions, you can contact me. I can connect you to CC. We can get more of that information. But before we wrap up, I just wanted to just address the reality that many jobs and many in-person opportunities are requiring students to be vaccinated, which is a personal choice, right? And I want students to know that that is part of the reality of entering the workforce right now. Is it correct that most, if not all, of the positions would require vaccination?
Correct. Yes, that's true. All of the opportunities through the district, you have to be vaccinated. So that's something to think about. And that's coming from San Francisco. A lot of our partners are asking that of us. So it's not even like an R requirement. It's something through the employer. And just so you know, there's a couple of other things, and maybe I know maybe Kimberlynn, you can put this on like the Google website. So there's a couple other things that I should just show you to see what they look like. So another thing is, like, let's say you're like, I want to apply to this, but I also want to see what other jobs are out there. Our office created something called a summer guide, and you can even look at this through your phone. So it's a link, it looks like this, and you could say, hey, am I interested in being a youth worker or being a camp leader or something else? And I can click on that and it'll take me to all the different opportunities that are with, being a camp leader, or etc. Maybe you're like, hey,
and this guide is amazing. This guide is amazing. It comes out every year. I've printed it out. So I have it in this classroom and in our work-based learning board upstairs. But for students who do want to look at the physical copy, you can look at the physical copy, and it has the QR code that links to the summer guide online for you to click on the links. So thank you for pointing that out. We have that resource available for students.
Yeah, and absolutely. And just, so for example, I know there were a lot of interest in environmental and agriculture. So you can click on that and it'll take you to the different like opportunities. So you can go to their website, kind of check them out. And we have the application link ready for you to go. So if you're like, actually, I don't need to know more information, I'm ready to go, you can click on it and apply. The only thing to keep in mind is that some of these opportunities are not paid. So in the description, we would tell you non-paid or stipended. So just make sure you're reading the description of the opportunity so that you know a little bit more information before you apply.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cece.
No problem. Have a good rest of your Friday. Enjoy your food. It sounds amazing. And let me know if you have any questions. Bye.
Will do. Bye, Cece. Have a good Friday.
You.
Bye. Cody, do you need a pass?
Probably so.